Hi guys, so I'm back at home now, and hopefully I'll be able to do more videos on different markets, provide some different analysis on different asset classes that I think are interesting right now or potentially good to trade. Today, want to do the gold video because now I'm home. I know it's Tuesday, but I kind of want to provide my outlook for gold this week. Though, frankly speaking, not much has changed. If anything, everything I've been saying has been kind of validated. So this has definitely been one of my better reads of the market throughout, my short time trading various markets. And yeah, just kind of go through what are the key things also to look out for and how I would personally position myself in this market for this week. So if we take a look at gold today, right now we're looking at the day chart here. Let me try and just move this here if this makes it a little bit better for you guys. All right, so right now we're looking at the day chart here, and we have just continued this solid uptrend. With everything that's going on, nothing has really changed. We had that small kind of almost like a bull flag here, where we just had 2 to 3 days of sort of a slight retracement. And on this particular day, on the 28th of May, right, we really pulled back down almost to this 1880 level. And that was the perfect time, for example, to buy in on this uptrend, right? This is what I've been saying for a while, guys, that in such a bull run right now that we're experiencing right now, every chance that you get to open some positions on a retracement, it's going to be worth it. Because if you look at the day chart, um, we're probably going to get those stronger bounces until we meet a much more significant resistance point, okay? Right now, as I've mentioned multiple times, there is no real strong resistance point from now until at least until around this 19, 20 point, but more realistically, this previous almost double top here at 19, between 1950, and 1960, right? That's really going to be the key resistance point that will be in the next significant test for gold as to whether we're going to actually go higher and potentially try and get to an all-time high, or if we're going to see like a pretty strong pullback, I think. I don't see a situation where we just get like kind of like a very weak bounce and then, or a weak rejection rather, and then we just continue. Um, but who knows? The momentum is definitely strong right now, definitely strong. Um, and it seems like more and more because of the momentum that gold is experiencing, and at the same time with the liquidity leaving other markets like crypto or whatever, or markets that were definitely overvalued. I think this is the time now where also, larger investors, institutional institutional investors or just institutions in general are going to start looking to add gold into their portfolio. And I think there's quite a lot of data on this already. I follow one guy called Trader Nick as well. I watch his content sometimes, and he does a pretty good job at providing insight to this. So I highly suggest to go and check him out. But either way, um, yeah, I mean, at where we are at this current point in time, again, um, you just really need to I highly suggest, especially if you're a beginner, you really just need to start buying those retracements. Do not bother trying to short this market if you're a beginner, right? Because scalping is difficult, right? If you're going to try and short this market, right, let's go to a shorter time frame like the 15-minute. Yeah, you can. I mean, of course, for example, if you had sold at 1910 and or if, yeah, you opened a short position, then closed it at 1903, right? Yeah, you would have made money, but these are very short-term profits and you have to, it's something that requires extreme attention to the market. But especially for somebody like me or most beginners, and for me, I really prefer, I almost consider myself a position trader or whatever that means when it comes to gold. I'm trying to play these much longer swings. It's not worth the risk. It's definitely not worth the risk. It's much better instead to have just wait this period out and then get the buy position here and then hold it for that longer uptrend. Okay. Um, but so coming back to the day chart, if we consider that, maybe this space between, let's say, oof, anywhere between kind of this 1920 to 1928 range, um, as kind of the first key resistance we're going to be looking for on this continuation bull run, and the second really, really key resistance of, 19 between 1950 and 1960. um, you got to ask yourself, at this current price of 1911 for gold, is it worth the risk to try and buy and hold until this 1920 or 1960 position? And in my humble opinion, it definitely is. It definitely is, because even if we're at 1911 and we're trying to, let's say you're aiming for a price target of 1925, if we also look at the technicals, we have made this 1900 at this point pretty strong support. Like, we've gone through that process that I was talking about before, where yes, we initially broke it and we got rejected. We went back down, but we made 1895 support here. If we look on the hour chart, right? I'll draw it out here. We made this support here, and now we've made 1900 support here, right? We're seeing that classic. Let me remove this so I can do another quick scribble on my chart. We've seen that classic uh, up, make support, right? Resistance became support. Up, resistance became support, and so forth, right? We're seeing this classic step pattern. So um, every time that we are now in a retracement period where we're trying to make new previous resistance support on these shorter level time frames, this is a good chance to buy in, right? On the 15-minute chart, we had 1910, which was previous resistance, right? We also had it as resistance here. We've broken through that. And now it looks like we're trying to make support on 1910. It almost looks like a little bit of a bull flag, right? A little bit of a small wedge that we can see here, right? Something like this. So given the larger long-term trend of bullish nature, right? Is it a potentially an interesting option to open a couple of long positions here? For sure. In my opinion, I really think that this is worth the risk, right? And frankly speaking, even if we see a slight retracement here and we fail to make this support, or if we fail to make this 1910 level support, well, then perhaps, you just continue buying in this box period, right? Because I'm guaranteed that we'll probably make some some near level, some previous level, more support again, whether that's 1900 or 1905 or whatever, right? So frankly speaking, in my opinion, if we bring out the rectangle here, if you start looking at buys in this general region here and just stay patient and make sure you have enough cash in your account, I think this is definitely a smart buy. Any level here, um, to then go long and then try and take some profit at either that 1928 level, or even try and go a lot longer if you're quite bullish on gold and go to that 1950, 1960. At least this is what I'm personally trying to do. Obviously, you need to know how to manage your risk. And that's not just about putting a stop loss or whatever. It's also about making sure you're taking out positions which are only going to risk like 1 to 2% of your account, not, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50%, right? So I'm personally waiting for this 1910 level, see if we can get back there again. I'll probably open a small position there. Um, During this downtrend here, a small downtrend here on the 15-minute, I also made 1905, etc. I opened positions there, and it's worked out well for me. I kind of expect to do the same. I mean, there's also not that much crazy news coming out until Friday, which I think is going to severely affect the market. So we also have quite a few days to play in this kind of longer term trend without too much news hopefully coming in that's going to cause just some crazy sort of reversal. Okay. So that's how I'm planning to play the market this week. One thing I will mention, of course, is that from a macroeconomic standpoint, right? I mean, nothing has really changed. Um, However, this Friday is a very, very important day when it comes to the macroeconomic data. For starters, we have the the payment roll data, the non-farm payment roll data, which of course last month caused a, you know, the forecast was so wildly off that it caused crazy swings in the market, right? We're looking at investment.com here. I'm looking at Friday. We have crazy job data coming out this week, right? We have that data. So obviously we have to see how that's going to do. We also have the initial jobless claims. We have the unemployment data. And also very important to pay attention. That's on Thursday. Sorry, that's on Friday. And on top of that, we also have, where is it? We have Powell speaking at 6 o'clock, right? And obviously right now, given how much attention that people are giving towards rates hikes, etc. There's this, massive narrative happening in the news right now of, are they going to taper asset purchases? Are they going to raise interest rates or not? Blah, 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 etc., etc. Obviously right now, anything that Powell says regarding this, regarding interest rates, could have a big effect on the market. So we need to make sure that this Friday we are definitely aware for potential crazy swings. But ultimately, I still don't see anything happening this Friday that's going to cause a longer term change in trend. Um, I just I just think that those extreme large narratives of the money printing and everything are just too strong in favor of gold, and any short-term moves are just going to eventually get halted, and we're going to continue this bull run up to 1960. At 1960, I do obviously think that that's a much more key level that I am definitely paying attention for. I'm personally aiming for that target in terms of trying to take some profits for sure, because that's definitely getting to a point where it's like, we have to really see how the market responds, and I think I'd rather take profit at that level instead of, continue my risk. Um, but we're still not there yet, and we still have a long way to go till we hit that point, I think. I'm not sure if we're going to hit that this week. I'll probably give it at least a couple more weeks. So anyway, guys, if you like the content, please consider giving this a like. I'm trying to do more videos now that I'm home. Um, and it seems like some people like this content, and especially if you guys are watching my crypto videos. I know crypto is for younger people or younger investors, like that's like kind of like the in thing to really go for. But seriously, like try and watch some of my gold content, because um, crypto frankly isn't looking that hot right now, or it looks like at the very least we're going to probably go sideways for some time. But you're fooling yourself if you think that crypto is the only way to make money as an investor. That's just not true. And gold is definitely looking like a good opportunity still right now. Okay, guys, take care.